What's up out there? It is time for a quick update. So in the last video, I believe I started working on wood cutting so that I could get down to linden trees. I now have that at 108. And the other day I actually switched over to fishing for a little bit, like it was right close to leveling up, and I didn't want to let it level up to 108 and then run all night. So what I did is, it was like 8/10 of the way there or something like that. It was pretty far over. So I backed off and did some fishing. So we've got level 103 fishing, did a little bit of cooking. So there's level 104 cooking. And then I think I was just kind of idling by trying to figure out what my next move was going to be. So I got wood cutting up to 108 and then did a little fishing overnight, finished off wood cutting the next morning, and then did a little bit of cooking while I was thinking about what I wanted to do next. So the wood cutting to level 108 gets me linden logs, which lets me or allows me to collect 10,000 of these things so I can get this linden boat. However, I need to figure out a way to get palladium bars. And if I go to the Slayer area, I think it's these manticores. These drop palladium ores. So I'm going to have to idle those for a very long time, I think, to get up enough of that bars. They're melee oriented, so I'll be able to throw my magic user at him for a little while, level him up that way. But in the last video, somebody mentioned getting the Fury of the Elemental Zodiac, so I do have one now. I had a ton of the amulets that you need for it. Like, I had a whole bunch of this stuff. The only thing I really had to go after was the Amulet of Magic and some of these Amulets of Fury. So I had plenty to go ahead and get one of these things, so I now have one. And I'm going to collect up some more of the Amulets of Fury and Amulets of Torture. I need to get 40 of these total. Like, it's some ridiculous amount. But if you get enough of these things, there is an elite task that lets you turn in 1 Fury of the Elemental Zodiacs with 6 Amulets of Torture and, 40 Amulets of Torture and 40 Amulets of Fury. You get 4 Fury of the Elemental Zodiac. So instead of having to collect 3 of them, I would like to have one for each of my classes, so melee, ranged, and magic. That way I don't have to switch around. This will give me them for free. And what I can do, I've got 1, so 1 becomes 4. I just need to collect up these other parts. So that's what I'm doing right now. And my preferred method is to go kill the Seething Horned Elites for these, and then the Devils. The Devils are over here. This Fierce Devil, these things drop the Amulet of Torture. I know you can go into, say, the Deep Sea ship and get the Amulet of Torture there. And I know you can go into the Volcano and get the Amulet of Fury there. I am not a fan of either one of these. So these dungeons both take a while to run. And I know the drop rate is better in those dungeons, but I can kill a lot more of these things in the same time frame and have more chances of this. Now, is this one of those deals where even though this has a really low drop rate, that overall it kind of evens out because you can kill more of these and you get more opportunities at them than you can in the dungeon? I'm not sure. I just like to kill these things. So I'm working on defense right now. I am nearly up to level 112. So at level 112, and the reason I prioritize this is I can then equip this blazing helmet, which requires a defense of 112. Now this thing gives you 15% chance to apply burn and 10% chance to ignore burn. Plus it's got a lot more damage reduction, and it's good defense. Well, it's good for, I think it's good for all the different combat styles. Like, does it get better? It's a little bit worse on the magic side of things, and on the range side, it's a little bit worse. You lose a little bit of attack bonuses over the god gear, but what you do gain is a little bit more damage reduction and a big chance to apply burn. So I want to take advantage of that as much as possible. So that's why I prioritize working on defense. I did go to a little bit of ranged. I needed one of the amulets, so I went and killed off a whole bunch of, I looked at these wizards. What is it? These things? Yeah, these guys give you amulets of magic. However, I did find out, I was looking at this, you can go to the ritual site and kill off these cult members. These things have like a 20% chance to drop that amulet of magic. So I let that loose for a couple hours, and I had enough of these things to, you can get up to 3 of them. So a few hours of idling this afternoon or something like that, or earlier today. I turned it on and it was done. So that's all over with. And that's what got me the Fury of the Elemental Zodiacs. I had been running on defense. I had been running defense on, what were we doing? Elite Slayer task. So I let that run for a little while. And then I got that comment about the Fury of the Elemental Zodiac. And I thought, you know what? That's probably a good time to do that. So I switched over. And I got a bunch of other crap. And, you know, one of the elite tasks that you get is these bounty hunters. And these guys drop all kinds of stuff anyway. Where are they at? Over here. These guys drop the Amulet of Accuracy, Defense, and Glory. So I killed those until I had enough of those amulets. And I had built up so much of the other stuff from just idling everything else along the way. Because you get the amulet pieces from, like, these guys drop the strength one. I know I've idled a lot of these different monsters at the different levels, easy, normal, hard. You know, you just set this thing on automatically fight new task and just let it run. And it just keeps killing stuff and throwing things in your inventory. So I've just been banking all these different amulets this whole time. So I've had a stack of them. Like, look at this. I've got 18 amulets of accuracy, 10 of the defense, 7 of the ranged. Like, I got a big stack of those things. The ones that I don't have enough of would be magic, because I only have 44 of these left after converting 200 of them. And then I need way more of these amulets of torture and fury. So it is what it is. I just don't really feel like there's anything I can get out of either the deep sea ship anymore or the volcanic cave. I feel like they take a lot longer to idle. And I mean, they may have a little bit better drop rate, but I'm getting a lot of gems out of here. Like, I'm focused on getting Baronto seeds, diamonds, emeralds, rubies, like all these different gems and stuff. So I think this is a much better option for me personally. I don't know if it's the fastest way, but it's the way that I use. So that's what I'm working on now, is basically just trying to set up combat. We're trying to get leveled up in combat. I think what I'm probably going to do is work on defense until I can get this helmet, which that'll max out defense. And then once I get that done, I think I'm going to go work on ranged, because ranged is lower than everything else at this moment. And I'll be able to just idle on whatever. I'm not sure yet. I have to look and see, because I think we're done. Yeah, this is all Atlas of Discovery. So I think we're all done. I'll be idling something maybe like these magic fire demons, or I don't think I need to idle this stuff anymore. I do need to idle some of this stuff though. There's the bundle protection body I need to get. So maybe I'll idle on that tonight. Work on this for a little bit. Get that bundle protection body. There's a few things that I need to get out of the new areas that give me a better damage reduction and stuff like that. But like this helmet will be key to go forward. That'll help me out on this next dungeon and everything. So that's kind of what we're working on. Try to get the Fury of the Elemental Zodiacs, get level 112 in this, get this helmet on. Well, 112 in defense, so I could put the helmet on. So hopefully that finishes up tonight. I don't know if it's going to get, I don't know if this will be done before I go to bed. So it may just sit and run all night and waste some XP that I could be using on something else, but that's fine because I'm still getting these amulets out of it. So anyway, that's really all I have for an update for today, and that will do it for this one. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.